Have you ever felt completely alone? Like you're at the very bottom, looking up from a deep, dark pit, and there's no one around to throw you a rope. Maybe you've lost a job, gone through a painful breakup, or are facing a challenge that feels too big to handle on your own. You look at your phone, scroll through your contacts, and realize there's no one you can truly call. It's a heavy, crushing feeling, isn't it? The silence is deafening, and the weight of the world seems to rest squarely on your shoulders. But in those moments, it can feel like you've been abandoned, forgotten. But what if I told you that this very moment of absolute desolation, this point where you feel you have no one, is actually a pivotal turning point? What if this is the exact moment you are meant to discover the most powerful, unwavering support system you could ever imagine? This is the moment when a man who has no one discovers he has God. It's a strange concept for many of us. We're taught to be self-reliant, to build our networks, to lean on friends and family, and those are all good things. But life has a way of stripping everything away, sometimes to show us what's truly essential. When the friends are busy, the family doesn't understand, okay, and the professional help feels distant, you're left with just you. And in that profound silence, a new conversation can begin. Think about some of the most powerful stories ever told. Stories of leaders, prophets, and everyday heroes. A common thread you'll find is a period of isolation, a time in the wilderness. Moses was a fugitive in the desert for 40 years before he was called to lead his people. David was a shepherd boy, alone in the fields, long before he was a king. He spent years on the run, hiding in caves, with only his faith to keep him company. Even Jesus spent 40 days in the desert, facing his deepest trials alone. There's a profound strength that is forged in solitude. When you have no one else to turn to, you're forced to turn inward and upward. You start asking the big questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Is there something more? This isn't a sign of weakness. It's the beginning of an incredible journey toward true strength. It's in this space that you stop relying on the flawed, temporary validation of others and start building your foundation on something eternal and uncheckable. When you start talking to God, it might feel awkward at first. You might think, am I just talking to myself? But stick with it. You don't need fancy words or formal prayers. Just talk. Talk like you would to a trusted father, a wise mentor, a best friend who already knows everything about you and loves you anyway, okay? Pour out your frustrations, your fears, your hopes, your anger. Be brutally honest. Kay can handle it. What you'll start to notice is a subtle shift. It's not necessarily a booming voice from the heavens. It might be a sudden sense of peace that washes over you in the middle of a panic attack. It could be an idea that pops into your head, a solution to a problem that seemed impossible just moments before. It might be a coincidence, like bumping into an old friend who says exactly what you need to hear, or finding a book or a video that speaks directly to your situation. These are the whispers. These are the nudges. This is how the conversation begins. When a man has no one but God, he learns the difference between being alone and being in solitude. Being alone is a lack, a void, but solitude with God is a fullness. It's a time of recharging, of recalibrating, of gaining clarity. You start to see your problems from a higher perspective. The issue that seemed like a mountain becomes a manageable hill. The betrayal that shattered your world becomes a lesson that strengthens your character. You realize that you were never truly carrying these burdens by yourself. This is where true, unshakable confidence comes from. Not the fragile ego that needs constant praise, but a deep, quiet certainty that you are guided, protected, and loved. You can walk into any room, face any challenge, and endure any storm. Not because you're invincible, but because you know the one who is. You're no longer defined by your job title, your relationship status, or your bank account. You are defined by your connection to the divine. This connection changes how you interact with the world. You become a better man, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you're filled with the love and the strength that naturally overflows. You become more compassionate because you understand the pain of others. You become more patient because you trust in a divine timeline. You become more resilient because you know that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. So if you're in that place right now, it's that place of profound loneliness where it feels like you have no one. I want you to reframe it. You are not at rock bottom. You are the starting gate. You have been given a rare and precious gift, an invitation to build the single most important relationship of your life. The world may have emptied your hands, but it has done so only so that they can be filled with something far greater. Stop looking for a rope from the outside. The strength you need is already within you, waiting to be unlocked through this divine connection. Start the conversation today, in the quiet of your room, in your car, on a walk. Just start talking. Just tell him where you are. Tell him you feel like you have no one, okay? And then listen. Listen for the peace. Listen for the idea. Listen for the strength that begins to well up inside you. This is your wilderness moment. This is your time to forge a faith that cannot be broken. This is where you stop being a man who is alone and start becoming a man who walks with God. And that man can do anything. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content to help you on your journey. Stay strong and know that you are never truly alone.